Welcome to our event this morning on Deep Tech for Good Medical Innovations, presented by SGInnovate and the Japan Science and Technology Agency. My name is Tuan from SGInnovate. We are a government-owned organization in Singapore. We have the mission to build deep tech innovations from Singapore for the world. We invest in startups, in artificial intelligence, medical technologies, quantum technologies. We work with scientists and clinicians to bring their research from lab to market. We also develop technical talent as well as engage with a vibrant deep tech innovation ecosystem. We strongly believe in the promise of science to benefit humanity. And the idea for SGInnovate and the Japan Science and Technology Agency, or JST for short, to work together on this series started sometime last year during the JST anniversary event in Singapore, where JST emphasized on the importance of science, technology, and innovation for sustainable development. While this is our first event together, Japan and Singapore have had a long history of economic collaboration. Since Singapore's industrialization in the 1960s, Japan has consistently been among the top 3 investors in Singapore. Today, Singapore is home to many manufacturing facilities, corporate headquarters, as well as R&D centers from a wide range of Japanese corporations. And we want to see this same spirit of collaboration in our science and deep tech circles. And that is why SGInnovate and JST are working together on this joint deep tech webinar series to bring together our startups, investors, researchers, corporates to catalyze conversations and partnerships to deliver economic and social good to everyone. With this, I would now like to invite our dear friend and partner, Amy Kaneko, Director of the Japan Science and Technology Agency in Singapore, to give us her remarks as well. Amy, please.
Thank you, Tuan. Can you hear me? Okay. So thank you for attending today's seminar. I'm Amy Kaneko, like Tuan introduced, Director of Singapore Office of Japan Science and Technology Agency, or JST in short. JST is a governmental agency which supports Japan's science community through a wide spectrum of activities, including investment in basic research, technology transfer, and support of startups. Our Singapore office functions as a gateway connecting Southeast Asia, including Singapore, to Japan's universities, research institutes, and companies. As we all know, COVID-19 has put everyone in a difficult situation, where many of us are still under some sort of movement restrictions, and there's a still long way to go until we can socialize or travel freely. But even in a crisis of a generation like this one, we can still try our best to stay connected with each other and remain active and productive. That being said, I'm very pleased that SGInnovate and JST have successfully worked together to kick off this series of online seminars, because with the help of the powerful platform of SGInnovate, Japanese researchers and entrepreneurs can showcase their R&D activities and hopefully get connected to like-minded people here in Singapore and around the globe. We do look forward to receiving feedback from attendees during and after this seminar. To submit feedback, please drop a line to us at singapore@jst.go.jp or via our website by searching JST Singapore office. We look forward to receiving your comments. Today, I'm very excited to present 2 startups from Japan, as well as the University of Tokyo Innovation Platform, which is one of the key players in Japan's startup ecosystem. Now, without further ado, let me introduce our first speaker, Dr. Yoji Jokura, CEO and President of Cortish Bioengineering Inc. Dr. Jokura is an expert in medical devices regulation and clinical trials, and has a diverse set of experiences in the international development of businesses related to health and beauty. His talk title is New Market Creation with Artificial Ligament of Anterior Cruciate Ligament ACL Reconstruction using acellular bovine tendon tissue. Dr. Jokra, please go ahead.
Thank you for a great intro. Can I start sharing this video?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
Dr. Chakra.
Let me try at slideshow. Okay. And thank you, Emi-san, for such a wonderful introduction. It is my honor to make a presentation as the first deep tech for good medical innovations. My name is Yoji Jokura, President of Core Tissue Bioengineering Incorporated in Japan. Today, I'd like to introduce a new medical modality for regeneration, in addition to our company and our project. Stem cell, ES cell, and iPS cell have become very popular, but I'd like to introduce you a decellularization technology, which may be new for you, which you will see is as important as those cell technologies. Decellularization technology removes cells. Let me check. Pointer. Okay. Decellularization technology removes cells and cell components from animals or human tissue and organs. After cells are removed, the tissue and organs are implanted in the patient's body for treatment of injuries or supporting missing part of the body. So removing cell and cell components is very important for preventing rejections or immune reaction. But this slide might cause confusion. Just not only a blood cell, but also cells inside the organs. So that is the decellularization technology. In general, implanted tissue is replaced with the patient's tissue by the activity of the patient's own cell. Therefore, it is regeneration. So approach is opposite to cell technology, but the end goal is the same. Before moving forward, moving to the detail of decellularization technology, I'd like to introduce my company and our project using decellularization technology for making medical devices. We are a spin-off company from Waseda University in Japan, created 2016. Our mission is to develop an implantable medical device for orthopedic use by leveraging the unique decellularization technology invented by Professor Iwasaki at the university. Our first target is implantable medical device for treatment of a rupture of the anterior cruciate ligament, and better known as ACL. The ACL connected to two bones, the femur and tibia of your legs, to stabilize knee motion. But excess force on the joint can sometimes break the ligament. Injury of the ACL is kind of popular among sports injury. You have likely heard of the accident of famous athlete like a soccer player and mogul skier, but perhaps amateur athlete among your friends. And once you have an ACL rupture injury, you have to undergo surgery on the rupture for reconstruction if we want to return to the sports or ordinary life. Every year, over 800,000 patients around the world undergo reconstruction surgery. Unfortunately, there are no medical device for healing ligament rupture. Your doctor remove healthy tendon from your legs and make a graft for reconstruction. We call this autograft. The problem of using autograft is that it causes pain, restrict motion, and causes adverse reaction related to the harvesting of tissue. In addition, if you experience the rupture again, there are no there are no more tissue available for construction surgery. There used to be several artificial ligaments made of synthetic fiber. However, since the performance is not good enough, it is hardly used in now. Therefore, orthopedic physicians and patients have been long looking for an effective medical device for reconstruction. So let me summarize the concept of a product device. Our concept is to make a medical device with animal tendon here. Our tissue source is tendon from the cow's leg, which is strong enough as an artificial ligament. In order to prevent allergic reaction or graft rejection, we remove the cell from the tissue. The tissue tendon is freeze-dried and sterilized after removing the cell. The device is the off-the-shelf product that can be stored in hospital to be available at any time. Here is the patient, the damaged tissue, and when the medical device is implanted to the patient, cells from the patient migrate to the device and generate the original tissue, and finally take over the device. And this is our deceleration technology. We utilize the microwave and parasitize flow of the surfactant. This process removed approximately 90% of the cell from the tendon. This is microwave here, microwave, and this is a pump for circulating the surfactant. And this is the decellularized tendon. And then, with the decellularized tendon medical device, we implant the device in the ship and obtain the POC, proof of concept, in 2016. Sorry, it's noisy. So the implanted decellularized tendon was broken down by the ship's own cells, and the original ligament was regenerated. So very successful. Then this is the ACL market, ACL reconstruction market. With the number of ACL reconstruction surgery, patient expected to reach 900,000 in the near future, very near future, 2025. The expected global market for the device is nearly $7 million. So we believe this is a very promising market. Now we look at the market of decellularized product. Currently, over 40 decellularized products are commercially available in the world. However, most of them are made from the thin tissue like a skin, small intestine mucosa, like this. Therefore, the usage has a limitation. Our product is so-called 3D, and currently the indication for use is ACL reconstruction. Furthermore, with 3D deceleration technology, we consider that our product has potential for many other clinical applications, which require more bulky tissue and mechanical strength like other ligaments. Now, I'd like to show you the future of deceleration technology. In 2012, Dr. Yamanaka won the Nobel Prize in Physiology for his discovery of factors or genes for reprogramming skin cells into pluripotent stem cells that can change into any cell types. He named those cells iPS cells. Now, many researchers have made progress in this field, and many kinds of cells of various organs have been developed. We expect that those cells can be used for clinical application, such as disease treatment and tissue regeneration. However, there are still technical challenges that remain. One of them is how to transfer the cell from deceased resident, a patient. Moreover, the residence of a cell in the patient's body is also necessary in some cases. And it has been considered that deceleration technology could be a solution. This is one example. Cells of the rat heart were completely removed with some artificial processing like this, and successfully a decellularized heart was obtained here. The concept is to use decellularization organ from the animal like pig and to glue the human stem cell on the tissue to make an artificial organ for implant. This is one of the approach, but decellularization technology has immense potential for regeneration. Okay, this is my last slide. I hope you got outline of the technology and our project, which has a lot of potential. We are looking for the investors interested in our project. So please contact me if you want to learn more about our project. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Jokra, for your very informative and interesting presentation.
Thank you.
Now we have time for Q&A until 11 o'clock. So let me start with this one, which is in the Q&A box. How do you show TSE free of raw materials from bovine?
TSE? Control the TSE? Okay.
How do you show TSE free of raw materials from bovine?
Yes. In Japan, we don't have any TSE issue anymore, and most country as well. So we check, of course, we check virus, and also for this kind of the animal-derived medical device, many countries has a regulation. Then regulation is to remove, if happened, to remove any kinds of virus through the process. So our decellularization process and sterilization process could remove every virus. So the product should be fine.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now there's another question. Have you used this technology on humans?
No, but some company outside Japan try to make a decellularization human tissue for implant. Tissue is from the donation, and we call tissue bank. For United States, there are such kind of system, but most of the countries outside the United States, we don't have such tissue bank system. So, but potential, yes.
Okay. Now there's another question. Instead of harvesting iPS cells from humans or animals, would you explore 3D printing of iPS cells?
No, decellularization, it's okay. Let me explain that. Very last concept is combine decellularization, for example, pig organ, and also culture the iPS cell on the pig decellularization organ. Therefore, that is kind of our concept. So therefore, the question I don't understand completely, but if you explain the question.
I'm not too sure. Sorry about it. It says instead, yeah, you can see it in the QA box.
QA box, yeah.
Yeah, And the first one, this is the first one. Instead of harvesting iPS cells from humans or animals, would you explore 3D printing of iPS cells? Maybe the questioner can clarify this question a little bit more in the Q&A session.
Yeah, I understand.
While,
maybe harvesting iPS is not true. I mean, maybe the culture, the iPS cell on the organ. So maybe the question would be not correct. I don't know.
Maybe he or she can send the question to you later by email. Okay, maybe we should move on to the next one. So how would be your supply chain be like from the design and manufacturing of these artificial organs to their use at hospitals?
Okay, this is kind of simple. We make a medical device. Deserialization tissue could be categorized as a medical device for almost all countries as a regulation. Then our device is sterilized and the storage is for 2 years as the ordinary medical devices. So such kind of the storage and transportation would be exactly the same as the ordinary medical devices. And also in Japan, we try to obtain reimbursement as a medical device for hospital use. Maybe United States or any other countries would be the same.
Okay, the next question is probably related. It says, these products need a special storage system. I'm wondering about the lifetime of the cellularized matrix.
Yes, as I explained the previous question, the device is sterilized after freeze dry. Therefore, we can keep at least 2 years for ordinary temperature, ordinary condition.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, the next one is an interesting one. Does microwave damage cells?
We control the temperature under human body temperature. I mean, less than 37 centigrade. So the damage would not occur during the process. Thank you.
Okay. How do you maintain and ensure the structural strength of the ligament? And how can you make a commercial case to replace current allograft that's readily available?
It's a good question. The first question, the main component of the deserialization tendon is collagen. Then collagen is very stable. So can be used artificial ligament, ligament. And next question was, let me see, what's the next? Structures.
And how can you make a commercial case to replace current allograft? Yeah, yes, that's readily available.
Allograft is only available in the United States, but other countries, including Asian country and Europe, there are almost no available. Only less than 1% patient can use the allograft. So again, most of the market allograft is not available.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Do you quantify the mechanical properties of the decelerated tendon?
Yes, we did. And we confirmed the strength, mechanical strength is almost same as the before processing, prior processing. And also we compare the strength of a tendon, deserialized tendon, with the human tendon strength. And the strength is more than human. We confirmed.
Okay. What items are set for specifications of release tests of raw materials derived from bovine? What items are set for specifications of release tests of raw materials deprived from bovine?
Bovine, and of course, it's kind of the endotoxin free. It's very important. Endotoxin, it's the bacterial toxin, endotoxin free, and also as well as the mechanical property, and also the DNA content in certain less than certain level, DNA content.
Okay. Because of the time constraint, I think the next one will be the last question that we can answer. But what test do you perform to check the residues of animal DNA from the decellularized tissues?
Yes, thank you. And again, we measure ordinary DNA measurement system and confirm that every time the animal as the DNA would be less than certain level. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for many questions. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I couldn't have him answer all of the questions, but we had great questions and great answers. Thank you very much, Dr. Jopra.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. So now it's time for us to welcome second speaker, Mr. Furukawa, for his presentation. He will give us a briefing on activities of the University of Tokyo Innovation Platform. Mr. Furukawa, please go ahead.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, ST Singapore and JST, for having us. And I hope everyone in the audience is very safe and healthy in these difficult times. So we were approached by JST about months ago if there was any startups that will be relevant to this program. And we're gonna introduce IMED technology later on, but I thought it was a good chance to introduce our firm, University of Tokyo Innovation Platform. We are a deep tech investor around the University of Tokyo. So I'm just gonna do a brief presentation of our company. So our company is called University of Tokyo Innovation Platform, very short said, UTokyo IPC. Okay, this is just fun facts about University of Tokyo. There's about 28,000 students, 10,000 academic staff. There's about 10 Nobel Prizes from the university. 1/4 of the Japanese prime ministers come from UTokyo. And surprise, surprise, there's about 5 astronauts. So this is just fun facts about University of Tokyo. And I think a lot of you know UTokyo is one of the top academia in Japan. Now, when we talk about the innovation and ecosystem around UTokyo, there are a couple of organizations working with the university. So on the university side, there's a division called Division of University Corporate Relationships, which looks after IPs, intellectual properties, and innovation from the university. So, and also they do education about entrepreneurships to the students. And around the university, there is companies called Toda TLO, which is a tech transfer company. There's also other venture capitals working together with the university. And we, UTokyo IPC, we are founded in 2016, and we are 100% owned by the university. So we are like an investment arm of the university. So when we talk about investment, and UTokyo have been working in the last 15 years for a long time working on the innovation around the university. And as you can see, by the means of numbers of startups from universities, UTokyo is ranked #1 among the other universities in Japan, and this has been growing year by year. Now, when we talk about funds that we have working for investment, we have 2 funds moving right now. We have a fund called IPC1 Fund, which you could see on the left side. This was a fund that was made December 2016, term 15-year fund. So it's a relatively longer fund than a normal venture capital fund. The size is 225 USD. Now, the fund is half public, half private, meaning we have money from the government and we have capital from the private sector. So we are a half private, half public fund. And for this IPC fund, we do direct investment to VCs, to startups, and also LP investment to venture capitals. Now, we have another fund called AOI Fund, which was just closed. It's to be closed next year, but we just created in the beginning of this year. The term is 15 years. Also, we're targeting 225 million USD. We're actually doing fundraise right now for this fund. and we're working on this one right now. So for this one, what we're gonna do is gonna be a little special. We're gonna do the carve-outs from large corporations, joint ventures from corporations, and this is gonna be a fund that will be working together with corporations and the university to bring new technologies and business ideas to the world. So we have 2 funds running right now. And for the investments we made, we have been doing a lot of fund of funds. So we have invested in 6 venture capitals around the university. As you can see, I'm not going to go into details from here. And also we have done 17 companies direct investment to companies around the University of Tokyo. And as you can see here, we have done a lot of therapeutics and medical devices. Also, we have done a lot of space, which are small satellites, and also hardware tech. Which you can see the portfolio itself is more deep tech heavy. A lot of the ideas coming from the universities are R&D. They need a lot of equity when they do R&D. So we take the risk to invest in these startups around UTokyo. Now, when I talk about investment around UTokyo, it doesn't mean that you have to be alumni from UTokyo or you have to be a professor from UTokyo. We have had a couple of cases in our portfolio where we have companies outside of UTokyo ecosystem come into the ecosystem. We talk with them and we see collaboration. For example, working with a professor from UTokyo or utilizing IP from UTokyo, and then they become a UTokyo related startup, and then we make investment to these startups. So we're very open and happy to work with startups, not just in Japan, or startups around the world, or investors around the world, to collaborate with UTokyo or utilize the IP from UTokyo. So we're very open, so please contact us if you have any ideas or any collaboration opportunities that you could bring to UTokyo. Now, other than investment, we also do a program for the first round. This is a pre-seed incubation program. Very simply saying, we do a pitch contest, and if we like the startup, we give them about 50K USD non-equity. We also do hands-on support for half a year so that they could finish the seed round funding from outside venture capitals. So, and as you can see, there's a lot of partner corporations. One of the large corporations in Japan are sponsoring us for this program. And we have about 22 companies for the last 5 programs we have brought into the program. And iMate Technologies is one of the companies that we took, and they have been doing very well throughout the program. And you'll be hearing about them in a couple of minutes. So that is about us. I think these contacts will go out later on. If you have any ideas, or if you just want to chat, I'm very open. So please feel free to contact, and I'll be happy to talk with everybody else in the world. So thank you for that. That's about me. I don't have a Q&A session, so I'm gonna hand it over to Dr. Kono now. So Kono, can you, Dr. Kono, can you show your presentation and start, please?
Okay, thank you very much for introduction, Kay. So I'll share the slide, and can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I'm Kenichi Kono, and CEO of iMate Technologies. So today I'm going to present the AI assist for brain surgery, what we call super surgical eye AI. First, 1 out of 4. This is the number that a person will be affected to brain infarction. So even you may suffer from the brain infarction. So I think that right now the audience number is like 150. So 30 to 40 people will suffer from brain infarction in future. So, or your family. In addition to that, right now it is known that in the coronavirus situation, patients suffer affected with the coronavirus is likely to suffer from the brain infarction by 7 times. So in near future, I think the brain infarction, the number of brain infarction will increase. So I've been doing the brain surgery for 16 years, including the brain infarction. But I have the painful experience. So 8 years old women came to the hospital because of the brain infarction, and I tried to save her by the surgery, but I missed important device, what we call the stent. And it was critical, and it could lead to patient death. So I'll give you background why such kind of situation will occur. So in brain vessel is very tiny, 1 or 2 millimeter in diameter. And we use a long and tiny wire, and we put this wire through the femoral vein to the head in intracranial artery. And because we don't open the skull, we see the 4 screens simultaneously using the X-ray. And this whole screen gives us 4 different information. And this is the one image of the one screen. And this tiny marker indicates the tip of the wire. And if this marker go outside the vessel, it means a rupture of the vessel and blood comes out into the vessel, and it could patient death. So you have to see that this marker and another marker here and another marker here. And in addition to that, the most painful point is that you have to watch the multiple wires and multiple points. For example, this is a 2-screen image, and you have to see these nearly 10 points, important points at the same time simultaneously. And what we are doing now is that we are 3 or 4 doctors are involved in one surgery, and 3 or 4 doctors are trying to check these points at the same time. And if something happened and one doctor noticed something happened, the doctor will say, watch out, or like that. So actually in such a situation, the accident occur, patient die, and the Neurosurgical Association in Japan gave us caution that to operators, you should always watch tip of the wires. However, we are human beings, we make a mistake. So what is the impact of the mistake? 30 patients die every day all over the world. So even today, 30 patients will die so our product will save these patients. And we estimate that it costs $4.5 billion per year. And we came at the solution that we developed the super surgical eye AI using a deep learning. This is because that AI is superior to watch the many multiple points at the same time rather compared with a human being. Human beings are very good at just one point, but AI is very good at watching the multiple points at the same time. So using the deep learning, we got astonishing result, and we are already submitted a patent. And what this means that super surgical eye could detect important points which even I could miss. So I believe that in near future, this super surgical eye AI will overcome the best surgeons all over the world. So, but what does it mean? So if we can develop this super surgical eye, we can increase the ability of the young doctors, young immature doctors, and increase ability of the young doctors, which is, I think, the huge impact. And this is a team member, and I'm doing the surgery for 16 years. Also, I was a representative of the Mathematical Olympiad in Japan, so I'm programming by myself with very excellent engineers. And also, I have an MBA. Co-founder Kaneko has a profound experience of working in banking, consulting firm, and healthcare startups. And what we have achieved is a lot since we established last year, the April 2019. So first, we have made an alliance with the Universal Hospital, and we got 1 million images, which is very essential for the deep learning. In addition to that, we are accepted by the 5 programs, including the University of Tokyo IPC presented by Kei, and University of Tokyo IPC's first round gave us a very profound support, and we made a lot of progress. And also we got a 150K non-equity money. And about competitors, in this segmentation map, in diagnosis field or the surgical robot field is a very competitive red ocean. But our field, the surgical AI field, is less competitive because of the risk field. But I believe that many companies will go into or join in this field. So why can we win 3-point on-site development and 1 million images and doctor's network or the 16 years experience of my career. And especially the on-site development is very important because I have an experience of the 16 years on-site surgery, and even now I am doing the surgery once a week. So I'm programmed by myself, and I try my product on site, and I can develop the product in an agile way. This is, I think, the very important point, and which competitor cannot do. And the market size is $8.5 billion in the world, and with a 10 to 20% CAGR. And we plan to sell the $33 million in 2025 and try to exit. And we plan to launch a product 2023, and next 2 years we focus on R&D. So finally, we try to save the doctors, patients all over the world, especially in the field of the surgery. And please feel to contact me if you are interested in our company, our product. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kodo, for the presentation. As mentioned, they came into our program a year ago. It was a team of Dr. Kono and Kaneko, who was actually an MBA professor or teacher at the MBA. So it was a great team, and we worked with them for six months after the program started, and they had been making astonishing results, and we were very happy about that. And this is why I think it was a good time that we showed this to the world and that people know about the technology. Now, I'd like to go into the Q&A session right now. Okay, the first question we have from Michelle, would this surgical AI solution be able to integrate easily with existing medtech healthcare processes? So I think, Dr. Kono, I think you could talk from your experience as a doctor itself, if you could integrate easily to the existing machines and whatnot.
Yes, I think it's not difficult. So just because we are taking the image of the angio machine, which is existing the medical machine, and just we take the picture using cable, and we use a deep learning and feedback to the machine. So integration is not difficult, I think. Yes.
Okay, thank you for that question. So I think we have a question for Ito-san. What would be the commercial model for this program? So how are you going to charge who for your service?
Oh, yes. We'll sell this product to the hospital, especially focusing in where the endovascular surgery, brain surgery is doing. So we sell the product for as a software, like a workstation. And this is
it'll be like a SaaS model, service as a SaaS model, right?
I'm now thinking about how to sell as a SaaS model, or just first initial price and then the running cost, and it depends on the even right now that we are just in the process of the R&D process. But in Japan, especially the hospital are not accustomed to the SaaS model. So hospital accustomed to buy, for example, CT or MRI is not SaaS model. Just so it depends on the customer hospital doctors.
Okay, thank you. We have another question. Which international markets would you would you plan to expand into first?
Yes, we plan to expand the first United States, taking the approval, the FDA approval, just because the United States is one of the biggest market, and also the in the FDA is now approved, I think the 30 or 40 AI deep learning medical device. So we are planning to first United States, then second EU.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any ideas for Asia? Just curiosity.
Asia, yes, I think in Singapore, yeah, it could be possible, but it depends on the approval system by the medical approval system by the government. Yes, it's easy. If it's easy, we try to join, but it's one of the hard things. Yes.
Okay, so if anybody in the audience is willing to support them going to Singapore, we're very happy to wait for your contact. Thank you very much. Thank you for the question. Okay, another question we have here. Explainable AI in healthcare is increasingly important to help patients and doctors trust AI systems more. So you have to be very clear and visible of what you're going to do. Do you plan to ensure good measures of explainable AI in your solution?
Oh, no, it's a little bit different from the especially surgical AI model. So surgical assist AI is support the doctors. So we need to get a how can I say the yeah, but not by the patient, but by the doctor want to have the product. So, and doctor will trust our product, not the patients. We just because we will sell the product to the doctors. And in that process, I think that on-site during the on-site, so we'll first go into the market, trial, and then expand for the using the conference or yeah. In such a way, we will get a trust of the product, and then if doctor will, some of key opinion leaders will use the product, and then I think we'll get a trust, and the key opinion leader will spread our product, I think.
So basically what I think you're saying is that you first of all get the doctors involved very heavily when you do the experiment and with the first product, and then you get the good opinions or good measures for explainable measures for the product. And then if you could make sure that this is a useful product, then you want to sell it to other people. I think that's the way that they're going to do the explainable AI solution. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Another question we have here is, what is your regulatory strategy on obtain approval for AI product? So this is more not for you, but it's more general question. But what is your looks towards this?
Yeah. So of course we need to get approval by the government or as a medical device AI, and it's like a PMDA in Japan, which is equivalent to the FDA. So we are right now trying to get. So in Japan, I think only 3 deep learning medical AI is now approved by the government. So we are trying to get how to get approval in the process of the just trying to make a strategy. So it took us to say the clear solution.
Great, thank you very much for that. Okay, sorry, I was answering that one. Okay, another question. What is the function of deep learning? Is it tracking the location of the tips of the wires, or is it trying to identify if an accident might occur and alert the doctor?
Yes, both. So using the deep learning, we're doing the object detection and tracking. And then if I think the guide wire is likely to go outside of the vessels. Will make a lot. We can make such kind of product, and yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So that's an important question, actually. It's about the alert to the doctor. As you know, brain infection is a very serious problem. So if a patient is brought into a hospital, they have to do the surgery right away. Whether it's midnight, whether if it's the timing that they're going off duty, they have to do it right away, and they have to do surgery for long as 5 hours if need more.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, they get very tired, stressed out after a long day, and problems do occur time to time. Therefore, Dr. Koichi is trying to attack this by alerting the doctors that they're going a different way, and they should be careful. And that's exactly right. They look at the tip of the wire, and if it's going to go to the vessel or the brain, blood cells, it's going to give them an alert.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it? What is your regulatory consultation strategy for approval of AI products? Is the regulatory path to AI product clear in US?
Yes. So as I said before, for example, in Japan, only 3 deep learning AI is applicable right now, and United States 30. So I think there right now the not clear, but it's going to be clear. FDA and PMDA is also trying to make some regulation, clear guideline of the AI medical product, so we can follow that.
Okay, thank you for that. Another question we have, great for the thanks for a great talk. I'm interested about how you would do the R&D technically in the next 2 years. What is your gonna be development for the next 2 years? Yes,
first we need more engineers, and just because right now I and another engineer, 2 of us are making development, but I think in total we are trying to hiring at least 4 engineers in next 2 years and get by the funding from the funding, and then we make a progress.
Okay, thank you. Another question, do you plan any clinical trials to show clinical benefit of the product?
Right now, no. In future, yes. Just because clinical trial is very cost a long way, and it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of cost. So if we first try to do the clinical trials, trying to attack the clinical trials, maybe the 5 or 6 or 7 years in later. Right now, we are trying to sell the product in 3 years, which is very tight, but we try to avoid the clinical trials, and we do not advocate the benefit. If we advocate the benefit, we need to do the clinical trial, which will take a long way. So in future, we'll do that in the advanced model.
Okay. All right, thanks for that. So I think we're coming to the time. This is your last question. It's kind of already answered, but if you can answer again, have you tested the product on humans, and what is the problems that you're actually solving?
Yes, in first one is no, we are trying to do that in near future. And the second point is that the first one is an accident. So 30 patients die in every day, even today, we save the patients. And second point that we are just focusing on the 4 screen at the same time, which is very stressful. So we'll reduce the stress of the doctors and make the surgery more easy, which will finally save the patients. Yes.
Okay, thanks for that. Just one more question that just popped in right now. I'm very surprised by the number of brain infraction, 1 out of 4. Can you specify which age range, or where did you keep the number 1 out of 4?
Yes, I think that right now in Japan, the 70 to 90 years old So, but I think in coronavirus, it says a young people like 40 years, 30 to 50 years old, people are likely to suffer from the brain infection if they are infected by the coronavirus, which is very important information, I think.
Okay, that's about it for Q&A. First of all, thank you, Dr. Kono, for your presentation, very structured presentation. And I would like to give back the microphone back to Tuan. Thanks for that.
I would like to bring us to a close of our first Deep Tech for Good medical innovations event today by thanking our speakers, Dr. Jokra, Dr. Kono, and Kay, as well as our partner, Amy, and all her teammates at JHST who have helped to make this happen, and to our 150 plus attendees who have joined us for today's event. We hope that you have enjoyed the session as much as we have, and hopefully there will be follow-up conversations, whether with the University of Tokyo or with Dr. Kono and Dr. Jokra on the various areas that we have discussed today, and to continue with our collaboration spirit between Singapore and Japan Science and Technology Innovation. JST and SGInnovate will be organizing the second session on the 4th of August. So please save the date to join us, and we will be keeping you updated with all the details very soon. With that, thank you once again and have a good day ahead. Goodbye. All right, Dr. Jokra, Dr. Kono, Kay, and Emmy. It's a very, very successful event that we have had. We will share with you after the event some of the key information as well as any feedback that we would have. We will also be sharing your slides with the audience in PDF format, if that is fine with you, as we send out the post-event follow-up after this. And of course, as Ziying mentioned at the start of the event, we will also be publishing the event recording today on our YouTube channel, so that anyone else who may be interested in the conversation could tune in at their convenience. All right. Enjoy your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.